This is Carter. I am the editor and the guy behind the camera for Cape Breton Crabby Connection. And before diving into episode 3, I would like to come on here and make a very sincere apology and take full responsibility for the quality of sound in this episode. While recording, there was a failure made on my end that caused Chris and Robbie's voice to sound very robotic and echoey. I have tried my best to resolve this issue while editing episode 3, and unfortunately there is still a robotic echoiness to their voices. I am very sorry for that, but I can assure you that the issue has already been resolved for future episodes because episode 4 has been recorded at the time I'm speaking and the audio sounds fantastic. So I'm sorry again, thank you, and please enjoy Cape Breton Crabby Connection episode 3.
Hello everybody, welcome back. We're here, we're finally back. Episode 3. It's been a long time.
It's been a couple months.
Yeah, we've had some. We've had some issues. I'm sorry. We've had some technical issues, personal busyness.
Your cough.
I had a bad cough. That's right. I couldn't talk right.
Couldn't finish half a sentence without choking.
I still can't sing "Sherry" by the Four Seasons. Still, it's crazy. And my mom's no better. Her cough is she got really sick as well. And man, it's brutal. She's stuck on the couch. She had to bring her to the hospital.
But anyway, here's an apology for the long wait. We were out for a couple months there. Kind of just ghosted everything for a couple months until decided to post on our Facebook there a couple days ago.
That's right. We didn't try to be ghosts. We actually recorded episode 3. That is not the one that you are all listening to right now. Our computer had some issues, and when our editor Carter tried to edit it, you couldn't hear Robbie at all. You could only hear me. So we messed something up.
I ghosted our last podcast.
Yeah, you were. You. I don't know if I'm going insane. You might not have been here. I might have just been here by myself.
I know.
No, you were here, but the mic didn't pick you up at all for some reason. So Carter is actually here with us in the studio. He is going to monitor the computer while we are talking so we don't mess anything up.
And now we can actually post this one up.
That's right.
So if you hear this, it worked.
Thank you, Carter. Yeah. So the problem was that Robbie and I were recording here by ourselves, and we're not techie at all. So we just click play without adjusting the mics and all that stuff. And so now we're going to have Carter in the studio with us every time we record.
Yeah.
So it should be.
It's easier because the whole time I just be playing Geometry Dash with the keyboard.
Yeah.
Right. Pause, play, skip.
That's right.
See, I don't even think there was a skip, but that's okay.
There is.
See, that's a tech game. I didn't know buttons.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know either. But anyway, not only tech, but our lives have been really busy as well. We're working at the youth center still that we talked about in episode 1. We're changing the world slowly and all these things. So Robbie had some vehicle things that we're going to talk about later. He was busy working on stuff. That's right. Yeah, that's for a little later. We despite how crazy we seem, we do have a plan. We don't have a script, but we have some bullet points of just stuff that we'd like to talk about. And Robbie's vehicles are on there, so you're gonna get some updates on what's been going on and why we've been away. But speaking of busyness and work, before we get started today, I just wanted to explain kind of some things that I've been working on. Since 2023, I started this event. We've had 3 of them so far. It's called an expression night. So my expression night runs like a show. There's an audience that gets a meal. You come and attend. And then for free, everything we do at the youth center is always free, unless it's a fundraiser, which the expression night isn't. So it's a free event. And you come in, get a meal, and sit down. And it runs as a show, so people come out and express themselves, whether through music, poetry, artwork very often as well. And really anything else. I haven't had anyone do much else, but I'd like to. I think for the next one, we're going to have someone do spoken word. That'd be cool. Different things like that, right? So I've been working on that a little bit lately, but also just youth work like we always do, same as Robbie. Pretty busy, but I want to tell a little story about what happened at the last expression night because it was pretty fun. We actually announced that we were going to be doing the podcast. So
Oh,
we started.
yeah.
We started in February, but the expression night was in January, and so we told all of the people that were there we're going to be doing this podcast, and everyone was really excited because the way we did it was we brought down our tabletop of where we're sitting right now. That's covered in about 500 stickers that I bought. I've been collecting stickers for a very long time. And so we just completely sticker bombed an entire desk. It's probably, what's this desk, like 6 feet?
6? No, man, this desk is like 4 feet.
No. Yeah.
Dude,
It's like 4 by 2.
Anyway, I'm 6'2". If I lay down next to this desk, I'm probably double the desk.
Bro, there's no way. We sticker bombed this whole table, and we brought it down. We covered it with like a tarp, and we at the end of the expression night, me and Robbie got on stage and we unveiled the tarp and announced that we were doing a podcast, and everyone cheered. None of them have probably listened to it. The first
I guess we'll find out if we get any comments like, "Hey, listen to it."
It was me. Probably Jenny. Jenny was there.
Yeah.
I know she listened to the first 2. Quick thank you, I guess, to anyone who
Yeah.
listened to the first 2
Yeah.
and has been patiently waiting for the third. Now we moved our office studio around, and so I think it's going to be easier to get more out. So expect some more. I hope that
We're hoping our audio is actually fixed for good now, and that we can actually start regularly pumping them out.
Yeah, I hope we're not lying. I really hope.
I
really hope we're
Yeah.
not lying because
If
this
this
is a
is-
lot of fun.
If this, by some chance, is the last one you hear for the next 6 months because our computer broke again.
Yeah, exactly. We'll buy a new one and figure it out. But yeah, like I said, I've been collecting stickers for a long time, and that kind of leads us to a little talk we want to have about online shopping.
There we go.
Yeah, so I was very obsessed with the app Temu, which is also called.
You were?
I was.
You are.
I deleted the app. Actually,
No, you didn't.
I swear.
Really?
I will show you
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
I deleted the app
No way.
a couple months ago, 2 months ago, I think. I got so much stuff off that app, man. It was bad for a long time, and a lot of it was stickers because you go on Amazon and get a pack of stickers for like $10, like $1.50 on Temu, and I'm like, they're not as good quality, but like
They
I
still
probably
work.
have about 10,000 stickers.
They still work as stickers.
It's true. They stick to tabletops like the
He's
one
made
above.
with a little bit of adhesive. It's a sticker.
It's true.
I think it's adhesive. It doesn't actually really matter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the term, but yeah, that's right. But yeah, I was very obsessed with just buying things, and I tried to stop for a long time, and I couldn't, but I finally have. I haven't ordered anything in a while.
I'm surprised.
I know it was bad. It was really
You're
bad.
gonna replace it with the dollar store now? Because
I was at the dollar store.
because
today.
little side tangent. We're out there sitting in the parking lot hanging with a few people before we came to record, and he says I'm going to buy a drink. I'm like, all right, grab me a drink while you're in there. He goes in. Doesn't he come out almost 20 minutes later with a whole bag of stuff and our drinks? And I'm like, bro, I thought you were just going to get a drink. And he's like, well, here's a drink.
I did get you cream soda.
Yeah. It was good cream soda, but you also spent 20 minutes walking around. I was like, he's probably looking at the notebooks again.
I was looking at the notebooks.
I knew it.
I bought
I knew
5
it.
sketchbooks.
Yeah.
I bought
bet you,
5
I bet you
sketchbooks.
did. I bet you did.
You know what? It's for a good cause. I'm going to give the sketchbooks to the kids at the youth center that want them. I'm going to keep one. They came in a pack of 5 for $5. I was going to buy one. Then I was like, there's a pack of 5 for $5. So
Yeah, because one's $1.
I scooped them all. Yeah, exactly. But if you just bought the one, it'd be like $1.50. I was like, heck yeah. You know what I mean? Add a little bit of tax.
Are they like?
You're laughing.
Are they like big
Books?
or
Regular
are they
size?
like tiny ones?
They're not tiny, but they're like medium. I don't know if you know. I don't know how big the notebook is, bro.
Is it like a normal piece of paper size?
No, it's smaller. It's smaller than that.
Oh, okay. So it's like a sketch pad.
Yeah, 5 of them. And they're like 100 pages each.
Are you a hoarder?
No. I don't know.
Do you need that many sketchbooks?
They're not for me. I buy other stuff for me. Don't get me wrong.
I guarantee they were originally for you. So I called you out for it.
No, I had the idea.
I wanted one of them. The other 4 can go to the kids.
I was gonna buy one, and then I thought about the kids. I promise.
I'm sure. Every time I see you, you're like, look at this new book I got.
I do have a lot of notebooks. Usually, I use them and I write on the first page, and then I just
your current one, the one with all the like Picasso-looking paintings on it.
Yeah, that was
nice.
Cool.
That feels cool.
That was. I bought a notebook the other day, and it has some like art on the front of it. And
Picasso.
Yeah,
I don't actually know if it really is.
Maybe the dollar store.
It looks like something you would paint, or Van Gogh.
Maybe, yeah, that's true.
And he looks so surprised.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why, but the notebook like felt cool. Like it's like a good weight. It's a good size. Like I know, honestly, I know it sounds ridiculous. Even you agreed with me. You held the notebook and you're like, dude.
I'm not one for the weight of a book or the size of a book. But when I say this book felt cool, I could have just sat there rubbing the front of the book. It felt cool.
You could probably get cool notebooks online. Don't laugh at me. You probably could.
You probably could, but I'm not paid $10 shipping for a $3 book.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime?
Get it for free.
No. No. I'm not one to use online shopping, so I'm not going to pay for advanced online shopping.
Here's the thing, and maybe everyone listening can call me out because I have something to ask.
I'm going to call you right now.
Probably. You already did. I don't know if you know what I'm about to say, but
I have no idea.
The other day, I was talking to my girlfriend, Robbie's sister, I might add, and I said, oh, I really want to start saving more money. I said, yeah, that's a great idea. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, that's a great idea. What for? Just in general? Like, people just save money, right? Like, it's a thing. I was like, well, yeah, but Amazon Prime days are coming up soon. And she laughed and laughed and laughed. And I was like, why are you laughing at me? And she was like, you're going to purposely save money for Amazon Prime days. And I was like, yeah, like, why wouldn't I? Like, it's cool. You probably get good deals. This will be my first Amazon Prime days.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's like some things are cheaper for a couple days. It starts on July 8th till the 11th. I remember that.
Yeah, they make the item cheaper so they can boost their shipping.
No, bro. The shipping's free. I think. I don't know how it works. Yeah. Yeah. We got people nodding. Yes. We got our friend here listening in. We've never actually had an audience live, but we have Carter, our editor, right now. We have our friend Moppy as well listening.
Everyone's gonna be like, what's Moppy?
Nicknames. But he just nodded yes. Amazon Prime. If it says Prime, it's free shipping, correct? Yeah. I believe in Moppy. I trust it.
Oh, I believe him, but they'll probably make you pay triple for your Prime account.
I don't know, man. I don't know how it works. But anyway, I'm saving money for Amazon Prime days. And people think that's ridiculous. So I save for a car. I'm like, I am. But I'm saving other money just for Amazon Prime.
Why don't you just fix your truck?
I'm going to fix my truck, man. I am. Listen.
I tried to find your part, but apparently they don't make that part. Apparently that truck doesn't exist.
Here's the thing. I'm a bit of a nerd, as you know. And there's certain things. I have the ability to save money, to buy. I'm privileged in the fact that I have the ability to save money and buy things that I like Blu-rays. I love movies. We're going to talk about that in the next episode. And, there's some movies that I want to buy if they go on.
This guy would rather go buy some $10 blue case movies than fix his truck the way he gets around.
No. I'm also going to fix the truck. I'm going to do both. It's not like I'm saving $1,000 for Amazon Prime days. I'm like, I just said, Gracie, listen, don't let me buy Chicken Shack this week, so I have some more money for Amazon. And she was like, okay. And then we got Chicken Shack the next day. But that's
I still didn't hear any money towards your truck. I heard Blu-rays, Chicken Shack, and Amazon Prime.
No. I am going to fix the truck.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
That truck's going to be sitting there in 3 months from today.
Speaking of trucks, though, I guess you could start with your vehicle history. Here's a little update from Ravi on where we've been, where he's been.
Too bad to have like a little cool like intro music and it's like
I bring to you Cape Rock and Krabi Connection's very own Robbie Metcalf and his card story.
Where do I begin with this?
Man.
I start back at this little red 4-wheeler I bought last summer. Around last summer. Alright, I got this little red 4-wheeler from this kind of sketchy guy out in Port Morgan. Anyway, I went out, I bought it, I picked it up, and I had it for a little bit. So, this 4-wheeler, it's small. I'm a big guy. 6'2", couple thousand pounds. Anyway, dude. Anyway, so I start fixing this 4-wheeler, and I'm like, I'm just gonna start trading and seeing where I go. So I trade this little red 4-wheeler to someone in Sydney Mines.
Nice.
For these 2 motorized pedal bikes. It's just 2 pedal bikes with
I
engine
remember.
strapped in. So I got those and I rebuilt one of them and I drove it around for months. It was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was sketchy. The tires were about as thick as straws, but it got me around. Then I was like, okay, I need an upgrade from this. This is getting scary. So I ended up selling that for, I don't even remember how much money I got for it. I just got a sum of money. Anyway, I took that and I bought another 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
But this 4-wheeler, no.
Wait, you're excited right now. You're excited. He's pointing at me.
I sold the one motorized bike for some money, and then I had the other one. I traded the other one to my buddy Ethan for his 4-wheeler that sat in his backyard.
Okay.
So then I had that. I had it for like not even 2 days. I already had it up on Facebook Marketplace. It was like
we talked a lot about that.
It needed a lot of work, and I was like, I'm not doing any of this work.
Yeah.
So I traded that 4-wheeler to a guy for this little, like, I think it was a 96 little dirt bike, little Yamaha. And that thing was actually really cool. I took the money that I sold the other bike for and bought the parts I needed to fix it. I got it running and partially driving. It wasn't fully driving.
Partially driving.
It was partially driving. It was rough. Anyways, I had that for a while the parts came in and I fixed it. And then I had it 2 days while it was sort of fixed. And I traded that for another 4-wheeler to one of my other buddies. And that 4-wheeler worked pretty good to drive home.
Yeah.
And then after that, I sat in Ethan's driveway because it had lots of problems. But it was a fun drive home that night.
Where was that from?
Sterling.
Okay.
So I got that from the Sterling. I did that trade and I had that 4-wheeler for a bit. And it was okay, but it wasn't the best thing ever.
Okay.
So then I traded that 4-wheeler for, you would never believe it, another 4-wheeler.
Another 4-wheeler? No way.
So I had this other 4-wheeler, it was smaller, more broken. I was dumb and put myself in a deeper broken hole. So this 4-wheeler wouldn't go forward barely. It went faster in reverse.
That's hilarious.
So I went around in reverse for a bit. And it had 2 pop tires. One of the wheels was held on by barely a half bolt. So had that for a little bit. It was okay. And then I ended up trading that for. Oh, you need a second here. I gotta think.
That's the thing.
I have a long.
He did not write it
trade
down.
history.
We have no script.
I should have wrote it all down.
You should have. With little arrows in between them.
Okay, so I had that. Then I ended up with. I sold that for some money. So I had some money from that bike, and I ended up buying this Street Trail KLR off of Jimmy Janko himself, Magnetic Purpose. Go check him out. He's on Facebook and YouTube.
Your money
Anyway.
one place, man.
Anyway, I bought this KLR 250 off him. It needed everything from the wheels up. Anyways, I thought it was a good purchase. It was like $350. It was slapped. Anyway, that sat behind my mom's house for like 3 months.
See, everybody, what Robbie's trying to do is, I don't know if you've ever seen the TED Talk where the guy trades the paperclip for something else, and then something else, and bigger. We're getting to the good stuff.
There you go. Yeah. So I had that, and then I ended up buying this little KLX 140 off of Ethan.
Okay.
The one I got the previous 4-wheeler from. I bought this little green dirt bike off of him, and I put some money into it. I fixed it up, and I made it drive. And then I was like, okay. So then I ended up putting these 2 bikes on Facebook. And I got a guy to trade those 2 dirt bikes that needed work. My chest is just something weird. Anyway, those 2 dirt bikes for a street bike, a GS 500E, GS 500E, 1996. So I had that.
Oh,
yeah. I had this bike. It sat in my yard for probably a week. Couldn't get it going. Couldn't get nothing. It just wouldn't work. Took it to my buddy's house, and we got it working. Got it fixed. Fixed everything on it. Drove it around a little bit. Put it up on Facebook. See what I could do. For the pickup truck.
Oh, the pickup truck.
Yep.
That's a good story itself.
The Chevy Silverado 1500. 4.6 liter or something. 4.3 liter.
Is that the one for a member too?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good story.
So we take the street bike. No. We drive out one day and we go look at this truck. And
I was there.
We hop into the car and there's like what, 5 guys there?
4 guys and a dog.
4 guys and a dog.
In like the outskirts of member 2,
like up in the woods. Anyway, this truck's parked down on this hill and it's beside this house. It was an alright truck, but it had its issues. The box was rotted off and had no gas, so we had to drive it out of there the next day with no gas.
Mm-hmm.
But the next day, actually that day, buddy was like, I'll get my buddy with his car hauler. We'll get the truck hauler out there, take the bike back. I was like, all right. So we ended up standing there, chatting with these guys for about an hour.
It was actually a great time.
It was pretty good, but this car hauler never showed up, and I was like, all right, whatever. But so we left, and I was messaging this guy, and the next day he came out with a trailer. I was like, all right, sick. Where's the truck at? They showed up with a trailer, no truck. He's like, oh man, the car hauler should be around later on today. This, and that. He's like, I'll just take the bike and we'll work something out. And I'm like, you are on Facebook Marketplace, buddy. If you think I'm letting you leave here with my bike and no truck here, you got marbles falling out of your ears.
That's right.
So I was like, all right, we'll do this. Let's load the bike up and we'll follow you out and take the truck from there. I'll go put gas in and drive it back. Anyway, so they get the bike up on the trailer. Don't they drop it on the trailer and smash the whole side of it? It looked alright. There's a couple scuffs on the tank and stuff, but it looked alright. So they strap it up. We go out. We pick up the truck. We get in the truck. The truck is past E. Like, it's so far past E that the gas tank is starting to squish itself in. They take a water bottle and squeeze it, and that's what the gas tank is doing.
It's negative gas.
Yeah. So
you owe it gas.
We take this thing and we're driving down the road. This gas station probably, I don't know, probably 1.5 kilometers from this house we were at. So we're driving there and we get like half a kilometer down the road, and the truck starts going blip, blip, blip.
Dude, I've never heard you make that noise in my life.
Well, that's the noise the truck was making because the truck was like, I'm thirsty. So we get to the gas station. I threw $20 in her, and we drove this thing back to Glaze Bay from Member 2. Took all the back roads, just through Morrison that way, and it was pretty fun. The truck did its thing. It did truck things. So I had that. Got it back to my buddy's place, and it sat in his driveway. We took it out a couple times, messed around with it. Did a couple donuts. Had a big LS engine in it, so it put in the work. But it sat in the driveway for a bit. I did a little bit of work to it. I ended up putting the exhaust off it.
Yeah.
And it sounded really cool. It sounded mean. I should just take my phone out to the microphone.
Maybe you can play the video.
Oh yeah.
Carter.
Cool. All right.
It's good to have him here.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
You can hear all of our cool ideas. Anyway, now we're pretty much caught up to this is the last trade that I did, which was the truck for a 2006 Volkswagen Jetta 5.0 liter turbo.
Right. Nice car.
It's a fast car. It has its problems.
Every car does.
The driver's side door corners are rotted out of it, and it still has winter tires on it, and I don't got a license plate on it.
Yeah.
And the what do they call the struts? The struts play musical chairs.
Yeah.
So every time I hit a bump, it's a new strut making a noise.
Right.
One of the corners.
And your windshield wipers.
Oh yeah, the windshield wipers. They move halfway up and then they don't move anywhere.
They move right up to the crack in the windshield and then they go
back. They don't come back down.
No, they stay there. That's right.
They stay there. I gotta get out of the car. I gotta push them back down. When it's draining out, and I'm moving the car from spot to spot, I gotta pull off to the side. I gotta get out. I gotta hand use the wipers, and then I gotta get back on and keep going.
That's hilarious.
So the mission to get that car was terrible. I even missed out on half of the trade I was supposed to get with the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this guy. I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but I had this guy, and I had my truck up on Facebook there for a bit, and this guy messaged me about it and was like, "Hey, I got this car. Would you like to trade?" And I was like, "I don't know," so I didn't answer him. A couple days later, I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I would like to try and see how a car is." So I ended up messaging him, and we start working stuff out. I tell him all the problems with the truck, right down to every scratch and dent. We go out to where this guy lives. We ended up looking at this car, and the car looked all right. He told me all the problems with it, and it had issues and stuff, but it was all right. It ran and drove, along with the truck ran and drove. So me and my buddy Ethan went and looked at that, and we left. And then later that night, I was like, "We can do this trade now if you want to do this trade." He's like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." So I hop in the truck, and we drive it out there to this guy's house. I get there, and he's looking at the truck. Him and his partner there, they're checking out the truck, climbing under it and stuff. And they're like, "Oh, it looks good." And that was that. So I was like, okay. So I gave him the truck keys. He gave me the car keys. I took the car and I left. And everything was fine for 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
That's it.
That's all it took.
I remember hearing this story the next day.
He ended up calling, or he ended up messaging me saying he can't get the driver door shut. This driver door, you have to lift it and push.
That was a problem already.
Yeah. I was like, I told him about this door. We showed him how to shut it, and then he messaged me saying he couldn't get it shut. He said there was 10 people there trying to shut the door. I was like, bro. I was like, all right, you gotta lift and push. He's like, where? He was like, where are you at? I told him where I was at. Me assuming he's coming for me to show him how to shut the door.
Yeah.
So, all right, he can come. I'll show him how to shut the door, and we can go our separate ways.
Right.
Nope. He gets there and he goes straight back right now. I go, what do you mean straight back right? He goes straight back right now. He's like, give me my car. Just with more colorful language, but
Of course.
But he's like pretty much along the lines of, give me my car. This truck is messed up. And I'm looking at the truck, and he has the driver door handle ripped off of the truck.
Yeah, he messed
The
up.
latch to shut the door is beat into the door. I'm like, bro, come on. I was like, you got on Facebook Marketplace, you made a trade on Facebook Marketplace. You don't get to do trades back, because you ripped
Raise
it.
backsies.
Yep, because you ripped the door handle off of the truck. I was like, you already damaged what you traded. Like, I'm not taking the truck back in worse condition than when I got rid of it.
Could have ripped the car handle off and then gave it back to him.
Yeah. So he was getting mouthy. I'm standing there. I'm only there by myself, one on one with this guy for I don't know 20 seconds, and my buddy pulls up on his bike. He hops off his bike and he just lays into him. He's like, "Buddy, listen, you can't trade back after you damage the truck.
That's right.
You just can't do that." And I'm like, "All right." They got this handled, and this guy was just getting mouthy. He was just shooting off and all
Just
this
wouldn't
stuff.
stop.
Nope. So I was like, "All right." So he gets mad, and everybody's trying to fix the driver door for him, and I'm like, "Dude, you messed up the door. You ripped it." He's like, "Oh, I'll give you the money for it." I was like, "Buddy, that's not the point.
Yeah, that's not the point at all.
You don't come looking to trade back after you broke the truck already." So doesn't he break the truck more by jumping in it? He reverses this thing, almost rips one of my other buddies' heads off because he's looking at the door. He slams it in reverse. His girlfriend's standing in the parking lot. He's ripping it backwards. He pulls out, slams on the brakes, waits for her to waltz over and hop in the truck. And then he just lays on this gas and rips out of there. Sterling Timms gets on the King Edward Street. And the noise of that truck going up that road, he redlined it. And he was like, "Wow, wow, 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 wow," all the way up the road.
Sound effects are great.
And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "That truck's definitely gonna be blown up." Along with, I made it there, and there was maybe 5 kilometers of gas in it. So
Yeah.
I'm surprised he made it back to where he was going.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, he keeps the truck. They were going on at us the next day, whatever, because this was like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30. So the next day they were shooting a little bit, whatever. We took care of it. We figured it all out. The funniest thing is, a week later, I'm going down the highway, and there's a scrapyard on the highway.
Oh no.
And guess what I see parked at the front of the scrapyard, other than my truck?
Oh my god.
I was dead.
I
I was
ruined it.
laughing so hard.
It's all
And
fault,
then
right?
just yesterday, the truck's not there anymore. I
They crushed the
I
truck.
think they took it and
They
crushed
crushed
it.
the
Yeah.
truck and
I
got
think
rid of
the
it.
truck is crushed.
Not even scrap. Just gone. It actually got Thanos away. It just completely disappeared.
Yeah, like
Just
snap, poof, gone into the air.
Sucks to suck, buddy.
Yeah. So now we got this little black Jetta. It's a nice little car.
Yeah.
Does car things.
True, it does.
It doesn't look pretty, but it does car things.
That's right. I've seen it do the car things.
So yeah, I'm in a car right now, and I'm currently trying to trade it. So hey, comment on this if you have any trade offers, and maybe we can work something out.
Honestly, knowing you, your paperclip to mansion story here, by the time we release this episode,
I'll have something
you'll
different.
have something new.
Yeah,
So we'll have to see about that.
guaranteed. Guaranteed, I'll have something new.
By the time y'all are commenting, he's going to have 4 skidoos and a boat for his paperclip.
Yeah, eventually.
AKA motorized.
But if we're being technical, I started off with $100.
There you go.
$140.
So $100 got you.
Volkswagen
car.
Jetta.
Yeah, that's
With,
not bad.
with a 5.0 liter turbo.
You should sell that right now for at least $1,000. So
You would think so.
you made like $900 just by trades, right? Well, there was cash involved, but
Yeah.
nothing major, right? So,
But-
moving up in the world, we both
But
are.
I got this car, and knowing me, but a couple days or a week or so, I'll have something different.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, it's a nice street bike, because that's what I want, is a
Nice.
good working street bike.
Nice to get something permanent for you,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like long term.
Would be, but I get bored of things very quick. I've had so many different bikes and vehicles.
You get bored of things quick. That's why we haven't released a podcast in 4 months. I'm just kidding.
Listen, to be fair, 2 of those 4 months, you were coughing like a bullfrog.
That's true. That is very true. I was.
So, but yeah, I'm at the car now, and
I
I'll let you know in the next episode whether or not I have something different, or I still got the car and I decide to fix it.
That's right. Yeah, our editor is going away for a week and a bit, so we won't be recording episode 4 for a couple weeks anyway. But we hope to have it out as soon as we can. As soon as we can.
Just bear with us.
Famous
We gotta get something steady on the go, but it's a mission. So,
Yeah.
along with my own marketplace deals and stuff with my cars and my trucks and all that stuff. I also helped a friend of mine with his marketplace deal. So he found this 4-wheeler on Facebook and he was like, "Oh, this thing looks sick. It looks decent." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't look too bad." So once we all got off work, we ended up going over to look at this 4-wheeler. We're checking it out, and Buddy was talking it up on over Facebook. He's like, "Oh man, first pull, she starts right up, she purrs like a kitten, she goes wow and all that stuff." And I'm like, I don't know about that.
Wait, he said that over text.
Probably not those exact words, but it was something along the
How do you
lines.
spell wow? I'm wondering that really.
RAWG.
What? We'll see.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
We'll test
we
that.
go over and we're looking at this 4-wheeler, and I'm waiting for the first pull start up, and it goes first pull, second pull, third pull, and then nothing. No life coming out of this thing, and it's just like honking and banging. And I'm like, I'm sitting there scratching my head, and Buddy's looking at me like, I swear, this thing just started up 5 minutes ago. I was purring like a kitten
He
down the
did
street.
say that, yeah. He
Anyway,
said it was perfect.
Anyway, this thing was absolutely trash. I was like, "Buddy, give us a message in a bit if you get this thing going." So we leave, and he messages about 10 minutes later. He's like, "Oh, boys, guess what? The old Big Red's back up on the trails, and she's ready to ride." Along the lines of that, and I'm like, I'm sure it is. Anyway, we go there. The thing starts up, and it's idling and all this stuff. I'm like, okay. So I got voluntold that I was the one driving this thing from by Caledonia Pizza over to the Sterling up by the Armory.
If anybody's wondering, that's in place.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. So I hop on this. I hop on this 4-wheeler.
It was raining too.
Yo, it was soaked. So I get on this 4-wheeler and I start it up, and I've never felt the 4-wheeler shake back and forth so much like that thing did.
Yeah.
It like left, right. Anyways, I start pulling into this yard backwards because it's facing the opposite way. Anyway, I'm back into this yard. So this yard is like deeper than the road. So like you come off the road and you go down a hill, steep hill, and then you come into the yard. So it's like shaped like a pool. Anyways, I'm backing into this yard and I get onto this little slope, come up to the road, and the bike starts bogging. Like, it can't make it up the hill. It's like, and I'm like, oh, Lord. So I get it onto the road and I put it in forward or drive, whatever the bike said it was. And I started going down the road. And this thing actually felt okay. It was driving decent. And I get into the trails and I'm booming down these trails, and it's all right. And then I get down to Dominion Street, and I go down the big hill down the side
By my place.
and it's all right. And I get across the road, and I get halfway up the hill. Others on the other side, and the bike starts bogging. I'm like, okay, so I shift down a gear, and I try to go again, and I climb up a little bit more, and then it starts bogging again. And I'm like, this thing's gonna die on me right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I shift down again. Now I'm in first gear, and I hit the throttle, and it goes.
This is the most sound effects we've ever had.
And the bike dies, and I'm sitting on the side of this hill with the brakes pressed all the way in because it feels like there's no brake fluid in the thing. So I'm sitting there, and I get off the bike. I have to get off the bike while holding the brakes, making sure the bike doesn't roll backwards down the hill, either into the brook or into the street
With all the vehicles.
Yeah, so I end up getting off, and I'm standing there with the bike, and I'm trying to start it back up, and the bike won't start. I'm like, perfect. So I push it the rest of the way up the hill. This wasn't a small bike. I think it was a 500. It was a decent-sized bike. Yeah, it's a decent-sized bike. We'll put a picture of a 500 4-wheeler over this, and you can just...
Carter over here writing it down for his notes.
I might even be able to figure out what the bike was exactly. He can put a picture of that bike on. Anyway, I get this bike to the top of the hill, and I'm sitting on the top of the trail at the top of the hill, and I'm like, standing there. It's raining, and cold and wet, and and I don't want to be there.
It's true.
I was kind of just hoping this 4-wheeler was just gonna drive all the way through, but it didn't. So I ended up getting it started, and it did not sound healthy at all. It made some god awful noises. So I start cruising down this trail in second gear because anything higher bogged out and anything lower bogged out. So I'm in second gear and I'm just cruising down this trail. I'm probably doing, I don't know, I must be doing 25, 30, like nothing crazy. Just crawling because I'm like, if this 4-wheeler cuts out again, I'm leaving it. So
Yeah. It's not even yours.
I make it like it's probably 5 minutes down the trail. So by this point, I'm in the middle of the woods and I see like one house around me, and
I know this first.
and the bike dies again, and I'm sitting here in the rain with this bike that, for the second time, has died, and I'm pretty hyped up and mad over it at this point. I'm standing there. I didn't pay my phone bill, so I had no way of contacting anybody. So I'm stuck in this trail, soaking wet, and I ended up. This one house was off to my right, down the hill, and it was kind of in the back. It was like a little like dirt road that led to this house, and the guy is just getting home. He hops out of his truck, and I yelled out to him, like, "Buddy, can I use your phone?" And he tells me to go F myself. He's like, "You're not using my phone," all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I start pushing this 4-wheeler up the trail. Worst decision I've ever made in my life. So I'm pushing this bike up this trail, and I'm like, this is getting annoying. So I try starting the thing again, and I get it started. And then I get on it, I hit the throttle, and it dies. It dies again. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So
You're not even halfway to the place.
Nope.
Not even close.
No. So if any of you have driven this trail, you know it's a decent length trail. Especially if you have a bike that's going 20 kilometers an hour and you're pushing it most of the way. So it's a decent sized trail. So I ended up getting it started, and the only way this thing wanted to move is if I was sitting on the front of the bike. Like any weight from the gas tank back, the bike died. So I sat on the front rack, and I reached behind me, and I held the handlebars, and I hit the throttle, and the bike just about came up on a wheelie and took off down the trail. Cruising down the trail, scared to death that this bike's gonna flip. And yeah, I couldn't see. I wear glasses, so they were all covered over with rain. And
all you hear is the gravel under you and the motor.
Gravel and the bike. The bike still doesn't sound healthy, but it's healthier than it was about 5 minutes ago. I get, I don't know, another few minutes down the trail, and the bike dies again. And then after the bike dies this time, the bike just doesn't start anymore. And I still have, I don't know. It's got to be still 5 kilometers.
More than halfway.
I still have 5 kilometers to travel. They get to the end of the trail where there's actually civilization.
It's civilization.
There was lots around me, but like I had
no main roads.
Yeah.
No one with a phone.
So I just ended up pushing this thing right down to the tennis courts. And I'm just trucking away. I'm pushing it backwards, forwards. Dude, if I had a rope, I would have got my hands and knees and crawled with it dragging behind me. Like, that's how desperate I was to get out of there. So I get down. I had a long travel. I get to the tennis courts, and I'm standing there by the tennis courts flipping. And I was so mad. Like, I walked so long, I stopped and I peed 3 times. 3 times on my journey. Like, you shouldn't have to on a like walk, but I was out there so long. It had to have been like 2 hours of me just pushing this 4-wheeler down this trail. So I get to the tennis courts, and who showed up first?
It wasn't me.
Ewan showed up first. Ewan,
Ethan,
and Marcus,
and
Caden. They all show up at the tennis courts. They find me at the tennis courts with this bike that's dead, and I'm losing it, flipping out. I use a lot of colorful language. I'm just flipping. So then Chris ends up pulling up and finding us. And I'm still flipping, losing my mind. And Marcus ends up messaging this guy like, this bike is junk, it died, we just pushed it down the trail. By we, I mean me. Anyway, this guy shows up and he got like a snarly attitude. He's like, oh man, well this and this and this and this. And I'm like, bro, don't start with me. It is raining. I just pushed this bike for 2 hours down this trail, and you're gonna get me. Oh, maybe it needs this. No. So he loads this bike up onto the back of his truck and takes it to my buddy's place over in the Sterling, and drops it off, and he just goes on his way.
We all got in my truck, and then you went home.
Yeah. And then I'm looking at this bike while we're there, and it doesn't look half bad. Like, it's in decent shape. But it definitely had its quirks. It needed a couple things, so. But he ended up getting rid of it.
Yeah. So I remember this day pretty vividly as well. I went with the crew to go and pick up the bike, and so we were looking at it. It was starting and stopping, and then finally Robbie drove away. And then I took all the boys back to the youth center because we were working. And so we had stuff to do. And I remember work ended, everyone went home. Our buddy went back home to Sterling to wait, to get his bike, because that's where he was expecting Robbie to be after 2 hours. Obviously, where else could he be? And I'm just here at the youth center by myself, and I get a call from Meg, who's our coworker. And our buddy called her and said, Robbie's not here. Is he at work? Is he, where you talking to him? She calls me and she's like, where's Robbie? And I'm like, oh, last time I saw him, he was on the trail, right? Going to the Sterling. I don't know. This is 2 hours ago. So I'm like, oh God, he's either broke down or dead, right? So I go and I start looking around. Meanwhile, I didn't know Ewan was out looking too for you. And there's only 3 spots where the road is anywhere near the trail. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to check this place, and then finally I check the tennis courts. And I pull in, I see Ewan's big, bulky SUV, and then Robbie standing next to this bike, waving his hands in the air like crazy, all mad, yelling. Turns out, they just got there 30 seconds before I did. And, mind you, Ewan was a placement student at that point. We didn't know him too well. And so he, offered to he was taking our buddy home. And then he got home, realized Robbie wasn't there, so Ewan took him around to look for you, right?
Yeah.
So Ewan's just this guy that we barely know at this point. Placement student, just trying to get his hours done for school. And we got him on a wild goose chase looking for Robbie, thinking he's dead in a ditch somewhere with his bike, or kidnapped, or broken down, or whatever. So I pull up, and Robbie's flipping out, and Buddy comes, like Robbie said, and puts the bike on the back, and we sent Ewan home, because he was, getting hypothermia from the rain. And so the rest of us, Robbie and everyone, gets in the truck, and this was when my truck was still running. and we go to where Buddy's bringing the bike to our buddy's place, and Robbie's just flipping the whole time. I ended up getting a nosebleed in the middle of the drive. I don't know if you remember that, but it was terrible. Had nothing. Just a gross situation. Plus, we were all wet from standing out in the rain waiting for this guy. Finally get there, blah, blah. Robbie's flipping out, screaming, all this stuff. I've never seen you that mad. It was hilarious. And this guy just drops off the bike and leaves. And yeah, that's the end of that. But it was pretty crazy. But one thing that did come from that day was that I think that's the day that I started the quotes in my phone. So every time Robbie says something funny, or really anyone in our friend, something very memorably funny, I write it down in my phone. And that was the first one was, I pushed that bike so long I had to stop to pee twice. He yelled that in my truck while I'm dripping blood from my nose. And I just died laughing. And as soon as we got to our friend's house, I wrote it down on my phone. I was like, that was hilarious. I know you were mad, but that was so funny. I just was not expecting it at all. It was I almost said it was a great day, but I feel like if I said that, he'd jump over the table and punch me. It was a funny day.
It was an
For me.
alright day. Wasn't that push the 4-wheeler for hours?
Yeah.
I was pretty sore the next day.
Ewan was not really knowing what was going on either because he was brand new, didn't know the undercurrent shenanigans and how close we
Ewan
are.
barely knew our names.
That's right. That was like early on.
He's
Yeah.
listening to me flip out and curse and everything in this
That's
tennis
right.
court in the middle of Glace Bay.
It was hilarious. He's not from Glace Bay either, so
No.
he's like just driving around wherever the boys are telling him to go. And he's like, "Oh, okay, sure. These are my hours for school. Yay, here we go." Speaking of Ewan, he's actually become a great friend of mine. He's still around. He's not on placement, but he volunteers with us, does all that stuff. So shout out to Ewan. But I actually have a story involving Ewan as well. It was one of his first days, and Meg, our coworker, asked me to take Ewan out around to deliver donation letters because we had an event coming up that we were asking local businesses for donations for, like, one business maybe if you could donate some hot dogs, the other business some buns, napkins, whatever. So we were going around all over the place, right? And every year Canadian Tire gives us a pedal bike for kids for grading day. In Cape Breton, we have this grading day. It's like the last day of school, but we make it a big celebration here on the island. So we always have a party here at Undercurrent. So that's what it was. We were delivering donation letters. And I've done this for years. Like, this is the thing I know how to do. And Ewan had never done it. So I went out, I took him out to kind of teach him. When I tell you that I gave this guy the worst first impression of how delivering a donation letter is supposed to happen. I'm not sugarcoating it at all. I'm not kidding. It was the worst, like, first impression of how to ask people for stuff for Ewan. Like, I'm shocked he didn't quit. It was crazy because he was like, "Where are we going?" I was like, let's start with Canadian Tire because they always give us a bike every year usually, right? That we can give away as a prize for grading at our event. We walk into Canadian Tire. So we're in the parking lot. I'm like, all right, so we're gonna go in. We're gonna ask for the manager. We're gonna be Karens for a second. Ask for the manager, and we're gonna explain who we are. We're gonna explain what we do, what organization we're with, and we're gonna give them the donation letter and ask for whatever, and then they're gonna take it in the back and call back in a couple of weeks if they're gonna donate whatever. That's usually how it goes. And so we walk in. And before I even breathe, really, this lady comes up to it, this badge on, it says trainee. And I'm trying to give a good first impression for Ewan, right? And so I'm like, I'm not just going to ignore this person. Like, because she's obviously trying to sell something, right? So I'm like, yeah, we'll talk for a second and we'll do what we need to do, right? So she comes up, she says, "Hey, have you heard of our program?" Blah, blah, blah. Ewan says, "Oh yeah, I already got that." And I'm like, "No, what is it?" Trying to be nice, right? That was a mistake. But she starts explaining, it's like Scene or like PC Optimum. It's this card you get points, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I'm trying my best to be nice. And so I'm just agreeing with what she's saying. We're doing the whole small talk thing. Ewan's talking to her. I'm here signing up for this Scene card or points card, Canadian Tire rewards, I guess. Signing up for it. Then she starts saying, "Oh, and would you like to add this to it? Would you like to do this instead?" Blah, blah. I'm just like, "Get me out of this." Yeah, sure, whatever. Click all the boxes. I put my email. And then they started needing other information, and that should have sketched me out, but I was just like, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to get through this so we can go to find the manager, okay? So I end up, writing all the stuff down, and we say goodbye, thanks a lot, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "Oh, man, you don't know what I just did." He was like, "Yeah, I didn't know what she was talking about either, but whenever people come up to me, I just say, I already got it." I was like, "Dude, you're a genius. That would have been great." Because I'm here thinking, "Oh, he already has this Canadian Tire thing." No, he was a big fat liar. He straight up didn't even know what she was talking about, but he was just like, "No, oh yeah, I already got that. Thanks, though." And me, gullible, I'm like, "Oh, what is it? Yeah." Being nice, right? Anyway, we get in line, and there's this old guy behind us, really nice guy. And he said, he's looking at me, and he's like, "I know you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know you too. He's like, Walmart, the pictures. And I'm like, oh yeah, that guy, right? So this one time, probably like 6 months earlier than when we're at Canadian Tire, where I'm at Walmart printing like 100 pictures off. I was doing this like craft project thing for a gift for somebody. And I'm there standing. It's taking a long time to print. And this guy's also doing a similar thing. He's printing off all these pictures next to me. So we just get some small talk in. We're talking about pictures and Christmas, because it's Christmas time, all this stuff, right? Really nice, sweet old man. Don't know his name, but dude, he was
Don't know his name.
He was awesome. Okay, I talked to him for like a half hour, and then he gave me some tips. Next time you're getting pictures, man, you gotta go with this one instead of this one. You get it for cheaper in the long run. Blah blah, blah all this stuff, right? Really nice guy. And he's behind me at Canadian Tire. He got 5 smoke detectors in his hand. Okay, I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
Canadian Tire.
It is what it is, right? Yeah, it's Canadian Tire. You're not going to judge what people are buying. It is what it is. Anyway, next, please, or whatever. We go to the cash and say, hey, where's the man? Can I speak to the manager? I got a donation there. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, the manager's not in. Okay, right there, that's, not a good first introduction for you and to learn how it goes, because usually when the manager's there, it was the morning on a weekday, so usually, they'd be there, but the manager wasn't in, so that sucked from the get-go. I was like, okay, this is not usually how this goes. And so whatever, we gave it to the girl. It was fine, right? And then I guess we were walking out and we were looking at something. Or maybe the guy behind us went to another cash, because we ended up walking out the door at the same time. Like, it was timed good. And he's like, oh, you're looking for donations, are you? And in my head, I'm like, yeah, like, either cash donation, help out the kids, or like I didn't straight up tell him, like, yeah, we were asking Canadian Tire for a bike. We asked other places for like hot dogs, so I didn't get into that. I just said, oh yeah, we're asking for donations. Doesn't this sweet old man hand me one of his 5 smoke detectors? And I didn't know what to do, so I took it because I was like, yeah, thank you, sir. Like that, we really appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm like, what on earth am I going to do with this? Like, am I going to give this to a kid as a prize? Like, what are we going to do with this, right? and so like, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And like, not in a bad way, but just like, you was probably thinking, bro, is it going to be like this every time?
You have a fire detector.
A fire detector.
Isn't that what it's called?
You're going to make me cough, bro.
No, it's a like the smoke beeper thing.
It's a smoke detector, bro. It's not a fire detector.
Leave me alone.
Anyway, this guy gives me a fire detector. We got Carter dying here. He's laughing away. He's not taking notes no more. Look at him. He gives me one of the smoke detectors, and then he says, oh, it's not a big deal for me to give you this, because, I always buy a bunch for fire awareness month, and I give them out to people. And I'm like, okay, no, dude, that's a good thing. Like, that's a really nice, sweet thing.
No, I'm not laughing because buys before that. Fire Awareness Month is a real thing.
Yeah, so dude, the story gets. Listen to this. It gets better. Okay, so it does. It's hilarious. Okay, so he says, yeah, it's for Fire Awareness Month. Blah blah blah, and he says, yeah, I always give them out to different people. So I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Thank you very much. And then me and you would get in the car, and I'm like, dude, that is not how that's supposed to go. Like, not at all, right? And anyway, all the rest of the day, we ended up getting like 10 cases of water from this pharmacy. We got 1,500 hot dogs donated from Pharmacy. Like, the rest of the day,
a lot of wieners.
It is a lot. The rest of the day went really good. It was fine. Okay. The best part comes when, actually, there's 2 really fun parts of this story. I'm telling my sister, Jess, about this interaction the next day. And her and my brother-in-law, Peter, were firefighters. Peter still is now. And this was May, the month of May. And so the best part of this story is that I tell the whole story and I finish the story. And Jess looks at me dead in the face and she says, Fire Awareness Month is in October. And I just was like, what am I supposed to like? It's May.
The old man is like, what's that called? Senile?
I don't know. I hope not, because he was so nice, man. Like genuinely, he was such a nice guy. So
Like-
what I'm thinking is,
Like, do you think he just mixed up his months by 7 months?
no, but here's the thing. I think that maybe he just buys a few every paycheck, and he has like 100 in October.
You tell me this guy just got a
I
stash?
have no idea.
Smoke beepers? No, fire detectors.
They're not. I get it.
No,
You're kidding.
I'm not.
Smoke detectors.
Yes.
You know,
Smoke
some
detectors.
people collect, model cars and keep them in their basement. I collect Funko Pops. This guy collects fire detectors.
Yeah,
Good for him. He's being safe.
He probably has different styles.
He's being safe and he's helping other people, and it's
Do you
great.
think he tapes an extra battery on the ceiling next to it just in case the battery goes out? He jumps on it. He's like, click, click, click.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Keeps the D batteries in his back pocket.
yeah,
So he can
that's
change
right.
his batteries.
That's
I
right.
think they're D batteries.
I'm not
No,
sure. They're probably all different.
12? No, not a 12-volt battery. That would shoot him sky high.
That's kind of irrelevant. That would cause the fire that it's detecting.
Man.
Oh, we got a Google search will go over here. He's been Googling everything.
Yeah.
When's Fire Awareness Month? October. Okay, great. Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. So this guy was not. He didn't know where he was. I guess I don't know. But another great part. Okay, I'm almost done. Another great part is 2 weeks later, I wake up to a text from my mom. I still live home. I'm only 21. I get a text from my mom. Hey, you got mail. Okay. So I come downstairs. I open it up. Isn't it a credit card? I got my first credit card by accident. And I look at my mom and I'm like, isn't it supposed to be difficult to get one of these? Like, you have to get approved, all this stuff. I got tricked into taking a credit card. Like, how does that even work? They tricked me into taking a credit card. This girl said, it's just like Scene. Tap your Scene points. You get, $10 off your groceries, blah, blah, all that stuff. It only is for Canadian Tire, so you get rewards and Canadian Tire money, all this stuff. It's a credit card. I still have it. This is like a year and a half ago, or a year and a bit ago. I still have the credit card. It's going well. I use it all the time. But like when I opened that letter, I was like intimidated. I was like, I don't want a credit card. And my mom was like, I don't know how you would do, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, you know what, actually, because I said, okay, let's send it back, right? She said, no, you should keep it. Only use it when you have money, blah, blah, all the credit card stuff that people give you the advice for, all that. And I did that, and I have good credit now, and it's great. So it ended up working out in the long run. But a year later, or a year and a bit later, just a few weeks ago, I'm at Chicky's Pizza. Great pizza shop here in Glace Bay if you ever want to check it out. And me and my buddy Shepard, who we may or may not have on as a guest in the next future. In the next future.
And my fire detector's bad.
Yeah, that's right. So standing there with Shepard, and we're getting pizza slices. And we're waiting for the slices because they didn't have any ready. And doesn't fire detector man walk in? I know you. And I say, yeah, I know you. Walmart guy. He says, you were the one getting all the pictures. I was like, yeah. You were the one who gave me the smoke detector. We're talking. We're just, shooting along, talking. He gets a pizza slice too. And all right, buddy, and see you later. Have a good one. He's a super nice guy. Like, I'm really not trying to make fun of this guy. He was a great guy. I've seen him 3 times now, and every time I've seen him, he's really just solid, sweet guy. He's probably like 70 years old, okay? And then I ended up sitting down with Shepard, and he says, who was that guy? And I said, Shepard, I don't really know. I honestly, I don't really know. And I ended up telling him, like, the whole story that I just told everyone just now in Chickies while we're eating pizza, right? And he looks at me and he says, you should tell that story on your podcast. And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm going to do that. So here we are. It was a crazy experience, though. Ewan had a rough first couple weeks here, but he came back. He likes us. He volunteers with us all the time. So shout out to him for making me get a credit card. So inadvertently. That'll work.
You know
You're
what?
gonna Google that too.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Was I right about the batteries? Oh,
he was wrong about the batteries.
was it a 12 volt?
9-volt.
See, I was only 3 volts off.
Inadvertently means inadvertently.
You used it right.
So Ewan inadvertently got me a credit card. Good job, Ewan. Thank you. That's great. All right. So that was a whole lot of storytelling there. Lots of vehicles, lots of crazy encounters and
Fire detector.
fire detectors and all this
Smoke
stuff.
beepers.
You know, I hope I see this guy in October and he gives me another smoke detector. Like, wouldn't that just be awesome? You know what? Actually, I left a part out. At the grading day party, we put the smoke detector on the prize table and one of the kids took it. It was awesome. You know, that kid's more safe now, so I'm not even going to say, like, that was stupid or nothing.
No, that kid's probably like, Mom, our smoke detector keeps beeping. You know, your smoke detector, the battery starts to go out, so then it just beeps every few seconds.
That's right.
Yeah, so
I'll
his
tell you-
brother was doing that. He was like, Mom, I got a new smoke detector. Same day for the win.
I'll tell you, have you ever won something? Because I'm sure, no one has. Have you ever? Have you ever won something and wondered who bought the thing? Because I certainly haven't, and that kid probably didn't. But if he did, and he asked, what would I tell him?
From this old man in the parking lot.
guy in a parking lot at Canadian Tire after I got a credit card by accident, who already knew me from Walmart, gave me the smoke detector so I could give it to you. Like, how do you explain that? Seriously, that kid is going to have to listen to this whole podcast to understand why he's more safe. That's wild. That's wild. If that kid's out there, I don't know who took it. I don't remember. I don't even know if I knew the kid, but if you're out there somewhere, thank the man from Walmart, Canadian Tire, Chickies, and wherever else I will see
Your
in the
memory.
future. Because my memory. That's right. Honestly, I just now I got this idea in my head. Like, what if this guy's not even real? And I'm just imagining,
Whether he's imagining or not, to the kid that now has his fire detector.
You're saying it wrong again.
I don't care. It doesn't take D batteries, it takes 9 volts.
Yes, you need to know that. That's very important. And make sure you get a credit card at Canadian Tire when you're old enough. No, the lady gave me the credit card to us because you had to be 19, which actually, looking back, is a little sketchy because I think you can get a SIM card before you're 19. So I should have known right away.
They just handed it to the grocery store. I was like, "Can I have a SIM card? You want a SIM card?"
I should have
I'm
known.
like, "Yeah, I already have 3."
I already have 3.
They're all
That's great.
not activated because I keep going to activate one because I'm like, I go to the grocery store enough to collect SIM points.
For sure.
And I just, I probably have one in my wallet right now and it's definitely not activated.
You know, you can use your SIM card to get free movies if you have enough points, which I am going to do. That's what you use them for? Yeah, Carter likes movies. I love movies. We're going to talk about that in the next step. It's going to be great. For sure. I think that pretty much wraps up our you're looking for your SIM card right now.
No,
This guy's
I
here.
swear.
This guy's here rooting through his wallet as we're doing this podcast right now, looking for a SIM card. Or are you looking for a smoke detector? Which one is it? Both. Anyway, with all that being said, we're so happy to be back. Don't think for a second that we didn't talk about it for the last 4 months. Like, oh man, we gotta get another episode out. We gotta do this. We gotta fix the computer. Turner, where you been? All this stuff. And no, it wasn't his fault, but we've definitely been missing doing this. I really sitting down doing this tonight has been great so far. So we're glad to be back.
We had a rough go trying to get it all figured out, and we actually finally had time to sit down and record one until Carter listened to it, and I wasn't present in the
That's
whole
right.
thing. The whole hour and probably 20 minutes, I was not present.
We were so mad, and then we tried to figure that out for a long time. That's why we didn't record again, because we tried to just figure it out. 'cause
We changed our mic and computer setup probably 5 times.
That's right.
In the 4 months,
Yeah.
and every one of them was a mess. And currently, we are back to how we had it to film the first and the second one.
Yeah, because we were like, we did the first and second one somehow, so let's just resort back. We moved the whole studio around, and here we are. So I hope this works. This would be great if people actually heard this. Yeah, I'm gonna flip if this didn't work. So, like, I'm gonna learn how to do a front flip.
Okay.
Flip.
All right.
Legit. So we'll
I'm
see.
going to learn how to keep one vehicle.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn how to keep an actual running vehicle and stop online shopping. Amazon Prime Day is coming up though. Like, honestly,
Feel free to leave a comment on this podcast and give us your opinions on different things that we were just talking about.
that's right. Yeah, and also let us know if you would like to see us post.
Give us some ideas too.
Yeah, absolutely. Things to talk about. We would love to do it. We'd like to start doing different segments that reoccur. We'd like to start doing reels or I guess YouTube Shorts if you guys are interested in that.
We will all
for
sit
you.
down at some point with the comments on this video.
That's right.
Video? No, it's not a video. Podcast. We will sit down
Bro,
with all the
learn
comments.
what your profession is, honestly.
How about you learn to be quiet for a second so I can finish?
This is 9 years of friendship. Correct.
Anyway,
While we're recording.
we will sit down with all the comments and we will actually consider them all. Like a lot of people that make YouTube videos and or podcasts, whether it's audio and video or just audio, they'll say they're going, oh, we'll look at all the comments, this, that, but we'll actually sit down and look at all the comments.
We will look at all 2 comments.
I'm trying to get us some more.
We'll get some more.
I'm trying to get us some more. So we will actually consider them all and take into consideration each and every comment that is made.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people that have listened to episode
Unless you're just a hater and you start hate comments,
That's
because I will get in there on my personal and flashback.
That's right. Honest personal. Not as crabby, but honest personal.
Because we're all friendly over here. But if I get on my personals, game over.
It is game over. You should see him on Facebook with some Karens on Marketplace, all these different
Don't even get me started. Haters gonna hate.
Haters. Haters gonna hate. That's right. But yeah, like I said, shout out to everyone who's listened so far. Shout out to all the friends that have supported us through
We
this.
appreciate every one of you.
That's right. Shout out to Carter here, sitting to my left, for sitting here through it all, laughing with us.
My right.
Yeah, but you weren't the one talking, were you?
I can be the one talking. Thanks to
Shout
Carter.
out to on my right. Yeah.
I'm alright.
Shout out to Betty Cooper, who I have a Funko Pop sitting on the desk. Robbie has Veronica, if anyone's ever watched Riverdale. We both have. Terrible final season. I don't know why I'm rambling on, though. That doesn't make much sense. But we want to end the podcast today with a sincere thank you and acknowledgement to the number 11 Volunteer Society in Glace Bay. Margaret is the president, so I've been involved for a few years. We have this park that we have been revitalizing. It was a ball field, and we actually just the other day had 1,200 people in the park for Canada Day, which I think is something not to be ignored. I think it'd be criminal not to mention it because it was a great event. Robbie was there.
It was fantastic.
Um,
It was really hot.
It was
really
hot.
hot.
It was hot.
It was good.
But that is kind of a testament to what Margaret and all the volunteers have built.
Yeah.
Because it was like deathly warm outside, and we still had people show up.
Lots
Like,
of people.
we had a barbecue. We had live music. It was awesome. Cotton candy. I was giving out Canada Day flags at the entrance.
Dude, I don't know what kind of cotton candy they had.
On the
I
go.
was trying to think of a really cool word to use for cooking cotton or making cotton
Cooking
candy.
cotton candy.
Actually, technically, you're cooking it because the machine gets hot and melts the sugar, so it's technically cooking.
I don't. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, I'm trying to think of a cool word to use. So, but I don't know what kind of cotton candy they were making over there, but it tasted like strawberries.
It was probably strawberry cotton candy, bro.
I don't think it was.
How
But
would
it tasted like strawberries.
That's like saying a strawberry tastes like strawberry.
I wonder what this is.
But it wasn't strawberry. It was cotton candy.
Strawberry flavor. It's a thing. It exists.
I don't think it was. It was more pink than red.
Dude.
No, you're not saying. Okay. Anyway, shout out to Canada Day. Shout out to
Strawberry
Apple.
is not real.
What?
What did you just say?
I refuse to think that strawberry ice cream is real. It's just a little bit of red food dye and some vanilla ice cream.
We should go to Electric Candy in New Waterford and get some strawberry ice cream to prove you wrong.
No, it's just vanilla with a little bit of red.
There's no way.
I swear.
We went to Electric Candy today.
Not
Actually,
strawberry tongue starter. It's just a figment of your imagination.
what are you on about right now? This anyway. Electric Candy. You're wearing the shirt right now. You bought a
Oh
shirt
no,
today.
bro. This shirt is one of the comfiest shirts I've ever worn.
Yeah, so shout out to Jaden over in Waterford. They just had the grand opening of the new Electric Candy. We were there today. I got a milkshake. We both got milkshakes. We actually made a post on the page. That's how good it was.
Go check out the Facebook page. You will see what different stuff that we got there.
We didn't end up getting a picture of the milkshakes because we drank them too.
Yeah. But shout out to Electric Candy.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Or shout out to them for everything that they do
It
already.
was amazing.
But shout out to them for making big size shirts.
Yeah.
So
And the greatest milkshake.
usually when someone or something or somewhere has merch, their biggest size is an extra large. I'm a big boy. I take a 3X comfortably. 3X.
Yeah.
And I was looking through a shelf and I see extra large, medium, and small, and large. I'm like, no shot. And I move over to the next shelf, and it's a 3X.
There you go.
And I'm like, my boy,
Yeah.
with the big sizes.
We got back to the bag, threw it on, bro. Comfy fit.
It's
It was
a
great.
nice, it's a nice shirt.
Yeah.
I love it.
Great. So yeah.
It's gonna be hard to keep it clean though, because it's white with the pink logo.
That's right. Yeah.
But,
Oh, I'm gonna buy one next time we go out there. It's gonna be.
but it's a nice shirt, so
for sure.
their prices are really good too. Reasonable. They're
Very.
really good.
Yeah.
Very good. I was
Milkshake was
surprised.
only $6.50.
I was
the best milkshake I've
I was
ever had.
very impressed. I was like, yo, this is nuts. They got a nice new store out there, so if you want to check out their new store that they just opened a couple days ago there, go check it out. It's really nice.
Right next to the old one that we were gonna go to, but we never ended up going. But we wanted to go to this new one.
I don't even know what the address is for that.
It's on Plummer Avenue in New Waterford. If you Google it, you'll find it. Jaden Green over there. He's
Really
a
cool
genius.
guy.
Genius,
Really cool guy.
yeah. Maybe we'll end up having him here as a guest one day.
That would
Who
be
knows?
cool.
Jaden, if you're listening, I'll probably give you a call. Yeah, but that'd be great. So
We'll give him a little ringly do and see what he's trying to do on the podcast.
okay, Dr. Seuss. That sounds like
One fish, blue fish. What's next?
Speaking of fish, I got what are those things called? Swedish fish at the candy store, Electric Candy today. Where's the bag? It's downstairs. Anyway, we'll eat them in a minute. Let's wrap this up. We'll go eat some fish. All right, everybody. So that's it for episode 3. We thank you again for listening. We will see you in the next one. We're
Peace
gonna go
out.
eat some fish.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Swedish fish candy. It's gonna be great. I want another milkshake. Sir.
Okay.
So
Sounds good to me.
have you clicked play? Okay, but I need to know if I'm actually good to talk, so I need to know. Okay, great. Okay, so you're allowed to edit all this out. That's the thing, or maybe we'll leave it in. I don't know because it's probably funny.
I don't know.
We're just here trying to plan. You can stick this at the end, the bloopers. Yeah,
Credits.
these are the bloopers. Yeah, okay. We're just here trying to figure out how we're gonna start.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready. All right. Get ready. Okay. All right. All right. I think I'm ready. Are you ready?
I've been ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1.